This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 478, Early Retirement Myths Busted, by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. And I'm your host and narrator, Dan, here each weekday reading to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And please share your ideas with us. Maybe you'd like to hear something about a specific topic. Come share those requests at oldpodcast.com. And before we get to today's content, I want to give a big thanks to Health IQ for sponsoring this show. Health IQ is using science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people, and that includes runners, cyclists, strength trainers, vegans, and more. To see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/finance or mention the promo code FINANCE when you talk to a Health IQ agent. For now, let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. Early Retirement Myths Busted by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. Early retirement is just for lazy people. I don't want to save money and retire early because I'll be bored. Those two myths, along with many, many others, are things I often hear people say when they talk about retiring early. I'm not sure why there are so many negative feelings about early retirement, because I personally love the idea of people striving to retire early and not be normal. I mean, just think about it. Don't you want to retire early so that you can have the financial freedom to do whatever you want to do? What's bad about that? Whether you want to travel, continue working, spend more time with family, or whatever else, retiring early gives you the ability to choose. Plus, early retirement can be whatever age you want it to be. It doesn't have to be that you retire early at age 30. If you're able to retire at age 60, that's awesome. The point is just to beat the norm. Sadly, there are many out there who do not save enough money when preparing for retirement. According to Zacks Investment Research, 72% do not save enough for retirement each month. Also, according to a different survey done by Bankrate.com, 36% of people in the U.S. have absolutely nothing saved for retirement. Due to that, I think it's obvious that more people should make saving for retirement a priority. While I have not retired early yet, it is a goal of mine. Now, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love life and my online business. However, I would rather be safe because you never know what may happen later in life. As you know, I'm a worrier, and I would much rather be safe than sorry. Something medically may occur, the industry may change, I may change, and so on. You just never know what may happen in the future. To me, having the ability to retire early is all about freedom and flexibility. This is why others may want to reach early retirement or financial independence as well. Reaching early retirement may mean that you have the option to do what you want to do and not feel as bound by your financial situation. You can, therefore, feel free to seek whatever it is in life that you want to seek out. Now, I'm not going to automatically assume that extreme early retirement is for everyone. However, the majority of the population does not seem ready for retirement at any age, so to discount early retirees altogether just seems crazy to me. Here are several early retirement myths I have heard, along with why I don't agree with them. 1. Myth. You can't have fun while saving for early retirement. Most of you know this is a myth I despise. Just because you are saving for retirement aggressively doesn't mean you're eating ramen noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. However, this is a myth that is often associated with early retirement. Sure, a person who seeks early retirement or who has already retired early may be frugal, but I highly doubt that the majority of early retirees live boring and uneventful lives. There are plenty of ways to have frugal fun, eat on a budget, and so on. You can even see the world while saving for early retirement too. We currently live in our RV while traveling North America. Yes, I know that's not the world. And our budget is the lowest it has ever been. Remember, the best things in life are free. The outdoors, spending quality time with those you love, laughing, and more, they're all free. 2. Myth. Early retirement is for the lazy. Yes, this is a myth I've heard as well. I would think that people would have a completely opposite view of those who aim for early retirement, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Those who strive for early retirement are not lazy. I believe early retirees are hard workers who want to live life on their own terms. 3. Myth. A person will be bored if they retire early. I don't know how much fun the average person has while working, but I'm fairly positive that the average person is not in love with their job. Yet I still hear this myth all the time. An early retiree isn't just going to sit around all day. Even if that's what they want to do, who cares? That doesn't mean if you were to retire early that you have to be bored. You could volunteer, pursue a passion, find fun things to do, take up multiple hobbies and more with all of the extra time you would have after retiring early. Heck, you could even continue working if that's what you truly desire. Early retirement just gives you choices in case something changes in the future. 4. Myth. You'll hate your spouse if you spend all day with them. This is a huge myth. I spend all day with my husband because we work from home, and I can tell you that I don't hate him. Plus, we even live in a small RV, and I still don't hate him. If you do end up getting sick of spending 24/7 with your spouse, you can always find ways to have time to yourself. You could volunteer somewhere, do some solo traveling, go on a daily walk by yourself, and so on. 5. Myth. Early retirees don't plan for the future. Now, this is a weird myth that I hear all the time about early retirees. Many like to assume that early retirees haven't thought about possible future expenses, such as from having children, health insurance costs rising, inflation, and more. However, if someone has planned for early retirement, why would they just skip over planning anything else? A person who is planning for early retirement is thinking about these things. While no one's calculations are going to be exactly correct down to the penny, it is possible to factor in possible future expenses. 6. Myth. Early retirement isn't possible. There are many people out there who don't believe that early retirement is possible. I believe this has a lot to do with how everyone thinks you should only save 5% of your income so that you can retire between the ages of 65 and 70. However, this is a huge problem because many people aren't even saving that amount. Early retirement is possible. By saving enough of your money and living off a designated percentage of your savings or invested income each year after you retire early, you will find that early retirement is possible. Before throwing the whole idea out, you may want to look into how it may be possible for you. I recommend checking out the article on Mr. Money Mustache. This blog is a must-read if you want to retire early. And the post is called The 4% Rule, the easy answer to how much do I need for retirement. You just listened to the post titled Early Retirement Myths Busted by Michelle Schroeder-Gardner of MakingSenseOfSense.com. And once again, big thanks to Health IQ for sponsoring today's episode. Health IQ is using science and data to secure lower rates on life insurance for health-conscious people. That includes runners, cyclists, strength trainers, vegans, and more. 56% of Health IQ customers save between 4 and 33% on their life insurance, and they're able to do that because physically active people have a 56% lower risk of heart disease, a 20% lower risk of cancer, and a 58% lower risk of diabetes compared to people who are inactive. Just like saving money on your car insurance for being a good driver, Health IQ saves you money on your life insurance for living a health-conscious lifestyle. So to see if you qualify, get your free quote today at healthiq.com/finance or mention the promo code finance when you talk to a Health IQ agent. And that's it for today's episode. I'm going to be back tomorrow, of course, with the start of a 2-part post from Financial Samurai on investments like Bitcoin. So I'll see you there in the Thursday show where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode and head to oldpodcast.com. That's OLDpodcast.com for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.